everybody. Welcome to the Beer League. Got a matchup between STSD and Flex. Let's get into game one. Getting the draft right away. On the side of Flex, we've got an Amumu ban. Probably for Pat Jones 1 as the sub, possibly also as Fusro. Might play that in the jungle. Kled coming in, that's a Ched 1 trick, and it's looking like Zesty so might not want to play it that hard. And the Udyr coming in as a Fusro ban. On the side of STSD, they're banning out Reese here. They say we don't want to go up against Kayn, we don't want to go up against Lilia, and apparently Zesty's been kicking a little bit with Gwen. We have Smolder popping out as first pick on blue side. It's been mainly ADC in Beer League if it has been played, but it looks like it might be a solo lane just looking at the other choices here, but it's a nice flex pick to have as well. We have Hui coming in for Samurai Jack. I know that's not one of Ched's signature picks, so I would not expect him to play that today. Maokai's a nice flex pick between jungle and support. Pat Jones 1 has been rocking it. Looking over back of the blue side, you see Gragas and Leona pick up. Gragas is his SDK, so staple. So who knows, they might be flexing a little bit this game. Leona, just a very solid pick. Looking like it's going to be moving down in the support role for Amen movement. And Zach coming in for red 3 side for STSD. They apparently have had a sub that was joined less than 24 hours before match. That's why they miss out on 2 bans in the second round. Flex uses their 1 second round ban on Vayne. Pretty sure that one's going towards Scoobs. Then we see it in red 4. We see Jinx pop up, followed by Yorick and Xayah on the side of Flex, and Shyvana Jungle coming in for Fusro. We don't see this too often in Beer League, but it looks like we're going to have some jungle on jungle action. And without further ado, I believe we can get into the game. There we go. Alright, we did have it. Cool. Sides are all correct. If I hit play, we will get started. Looks like we're just going to have normal 5 points. Ched's going up in the top lane. Like we assumed, you know, Smolder would be in the mid lane. There'll be a little bit of flex pick. Shyvana in the jungle running Dark Harvest, a little wild, but can deal some damage. As we said, Zesty so most likely going to play the Gragas, and seems to be a flex pick as he is going into the jungle. Crimson Chin has been moving up to the top lane on Yorick. Bone Garud mid lane on the Smolder. You can't resist on the Xayah's ADC and Amen movement, playing the Leona. On the side of STSD, we have Ched on Zac, Fusro on Shyvana. Hasn't landed an ability yet. Samurai Jack on the Hui. Scoobs on his Jinx. That's going to get scaling and get rolling. Pat Jones on Maokai. There is one deep ward on the blue side, just to track Fusro a little bit more, but overall not too bad. Nice long leashes by both laners. I think bot lane should be a pretty good matchup with Reese and Scoobs matching up against one another. Reese has played a bit of ADC, especially last season, and I think he played pretty well in that role, so there should be pretty good matchup. STSD does hit level 2 first. Pat Jones 1 not making the move until he flex hits level 2. Aftershock does proc, does get some damage off. Leona taking a horrible part of this trade. Looks like a pretty good trade on the side of STSD. Everywhere else is just farming up and having fun. If we do look at the jungle, Fusro's a little bit ahead of Zesty Queso. Just making it to his second final camp. Chad's getting a little bit low. Yorick might try and pressure the issue, but Chad's just going to leap away to safety. Get a nice early ward down, make sure Zesty Queso doesn't get him, especially since Zesty didn't base yet and get his boots. But it is something that he will have to be aware of later in the game. I'm going to try and keep track of Smolder stacks every 5 minutes or so. We know around 20 minutes he wants to be at 225, so we'll see if he can keep up with that. Alright, Ched's getting in some danger in the top lane. He is going to dash out. Zesty Queso does have flashy. He does nail it. Ched goes into his passive form, but it looks like he's going to go down, and the kill will go over to Zesty Queso. He's getting spicy in the jungle. 8-man movement going in, but as is Pat Jones. Pat Jones is not going to fall, but Scoobs will as the Ignite goes down on him. Second kill over to the side of 8-man movement. And Flex, nice kill donation over to Zaya. Ched did TP back into top lane. Not a bad deal. Hui taking the Smolder down pretty low. Slammerite Jack. Letting people know he's pretty good at the game. Smolder goes down to Comet, or probably... Why can't I remember what this is called? Scorch? Scorch, that's the term. Just had to think about it. 3 kills to 1 at 444. I don't think Flex is grub gamers, but they do know that Fusro is going to want a dragon as well. But bot lane definitely does have the pressure, has the items, going to make life a little bit difficult for the side of Flex or STSD and Fusro. Zesty's first back, he does get some Predator boots fully upgraded. Gets the Sork boots up and rolling. Fusro is looking for a gank in the top lane. Not sure if Jed can join, but it looks like he might just be clearing out that ward. We're looking toward his Krugs, and no one's grub gaming just yet. Not too much going on right now. No one wants to give up any HP for an objective, but it looks like Ched might change his mind. He did just hit level 6 before the Yorick. As long as he can grab his Bloblets, that might help him out. But he's not getting too much other assistance. 1 grub does go down to Zesty Queso. And remember, as long as you get at least 1 grub on every spawn of it, the other team will not be getting the Void Mites. And it's pretty important. Especially come late game whenever you got Jinx trying to push to win after getting an ace. All Void Mites matter. 8-man movement goes in on the Leona, as does Pat Jones to follow up, make sure that Jinx does not go down. He does take the worst end of that trade, though. And it looks like the side of Flex wants to move in. Hopefully get position for that dragon. But Hui has some other ideas. He says, yes, you can kill my bot lane, but can you paint by numbers? Leona might. She takes an ult to the face. Doesn't dash in. She flashes out just to die. Not looking good on the side of Flex to secure this dragon. Shyvana levels up to hit 6 right there. Still has smite in a few moments. STSD Queso does have smite available. It looks like Shyvana is going to go for this Scuttle Crab instead of just taking the dragon whenever Leona's still in base. Maybe they're starting both at once. Pat Jones may have started it. Sling Fusro. Let's get the show on the road. Ched jumping in with his ult. He's smacking the Maiden. But for some reason the Maiden's taking damage and Crimson Chin is not. Drake goes down to the side of STSD. Alright, I did forget about the Smolder stacks checking. It's currently at 48 at 8 minutes. I'm not a Smolder main, so if anybody else can help me out there, be much appreciated. Scoob's just chucking an ult down just for funsies. Knock down Xayah just a little bit. Make her a wee bit afraid of that Fusro in the jungle. Ched might be getting caught out. He might be getting stuck. He did not go nearly as far enough. He still has flash. STSD Queso is going to have flash up in just 3 seconds, so he should be a E-boot. Ched with the scoot. He ults for some reason. Not really sure why. Jinx tries to get the engage, but you can't resist with the great Xayah ult. Dodging Maokai's abilities. All for nothing. Might be able to get a plate here. Should be 2 plates in the top lane going down for Crimson Chin on the York. Such a fun, interactive champion. Three plates already down for Crimson Chin. That's just ridiculous, but it looks like Fusro has other ideas. Shyvana goes in onto the York, has her ult available. Ched should be donating this kill over, and he does. Kill over to Fusro. He's starting to climb. He might only have 1 stack of Dark Harvest at 940, but it's better than 0. Maokai's just holding this turret down by himself. He's not going to be able to stop this plate, I don't believe. But he can at least get some damage down onto the Xayah for free. Not too much, just like 100 health, 200 health maybe. We have grubs spawning in about, I think 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Zesty's on the bot half of the map, so I mean, if Fusro can get these 3 grubs, it's going to give them 5, and it's going to help out a lot. And it looks like Hui is going to want to TP up top, just make sure that they can secure these. Gragas is going to be looking to gank the bot lane. Leona's making a move in, throws down the solar flare. Scoobs is forced to flash out. Pat Jones won. He's going in. He's saying, you know what, screw it. Not too much we can do. STSD Queso does take the kill. He's 201. Reese 202. Where you want the kills, they're there. Unfortunately, Scoobs is getting zoned off this wave by both Zesty and Bone Garud. But Zesty might have bitten off more than he can chew. Three grubs going down the bot side, or red side. Great dodge on the Jinx, all by Xayah. Another Dark Harvest proc going down. Fusro with another kill. He's doing his job. He's getting that darn thing done. Some plates should be falling over here, especially with the Void Mites. Shyvana does have to be careful, but he is able to stop the base. Looks like Tom's in the mid lane on the Smolder, farming away, getting some stacks. Send at 84. And with those Void Mites, that bot lane turret falls before 12-minute mark. Remember, people, grub gaming is strong. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Gold difference is about 1,000. So I mean, CS in the mid lane, that'll do it. CS in the top lane, and lots of plates elsewhere. It looks like the only lane that doesn't have plates. Good call to Mon for the Smolder in the mid lane. Does force out the flash though, so good job. Good roam on the Pat Jones parts. And I think Shed's going to need some help in this top lane. He just can't do anything against this Yorick and this Maiden of his. We do have another dragon spawning. It is the Ocean Drag. Hui does have impeccable just poke, and it's kind of ridiculous because he can actually hit you even if you aren't on his screen and you're not in his. It's not very fair, but you know, Riot Games, ladies and gentlemen. 2 dragons over to the Shyvana. She's doing what she wants. She's getting scales. And Ched was able to survive top lane. Not sure how he healed up so much. I guess he's spamming his abilities. Smolder taking some damage. Might be going down. Ched's okay. Smolder and Hui doing fine. Looks like Fusro is going to be taking away this red buff from his SDK. So, and he uses the ult. Jinx goes down, unable to kill off the Gragas. He is able to flash and casket dash away. TP coming in from the backside on Maokai. Shyvana is just going to look to poke with her abilities. Smolder has called his mother, and it has turned from a 4v2 into a 5v2 on the side of Flex. Hui is trying to do something, but he's out of mana. He cannot paint by his numbers anymore. Flash coming in from the Yorick, and down goes Slamurai Jack. Reese is sitting at 402. Zesty 202. And good old Crimson Chin. 3-1-1 on his Yorick. Up 1,500 gold. Decent amount. Reese up by 1,000. Ched's going right in on the Zai, knowing she doesn't have ult. But I'm not sure he's going to win this battle. TP coming in by Hui. We must make sure that turret does not fall. Make sure it doesn't get cancelled. This red buff will be shared with somebody else as long as Scoobs wants to pick it up, but not sure who's going to pick it up. Ched might just be falling right here. He's going to have to call over Shyvana for some assistance. Bonegrood sitting at 115 stacks. Ched's coming in from the long range, as does the Shyvana ult. As a follow-up, Reese is forced to flash out. Ched goes into passive form. And he should be falling there in the mid lane. Down goes Hui by the likes of Smolder and Yorick. Shyvana gets a massive shutdown on the Gragas. Maybe not super massive, but 450 gold is 450 gold. Jinx ult coming in, hoping to hit somebody. It's gonna hit, I believe, Bonegrood. But it's not gonna do enough to deter him from fighting the Shyvana. Shyvana might be getting this free Herald, though. Bonegrood sitting at 130 stacks at 16 minutes. It's going to need a lot of farming or else a lot of fighting to hit the 225 at 20 minutes. But, I mean, their team does have the lead, so it's not like he's has to hit it at that timetable. It should be an uncontested Herald on the side of STSD. not really too much going on. There is Dragon in 1 minute. And Flex is doing their best to get Vision down there. Currently, Fusro is trying to counter jungle and maybe bait Smolder into a fight that he actually doesn't want to take. Fusro does call the dragon. Smolder calls his mother. And Fusro says, I'm the better dragon. Leave that guy for Norms. Amen movement calling in the Leona ult. Shed just gets stunned up. CC chain into pain. Crimson Chin with the kill again. This is a trade of Ched and 1 turret for a turret mid, turret top, and possibly another turret top as well. Yorick should be able to crack open this bottom turret. I don't think anyone's going to stop him until Ched recalls anyway, so. Jinx all just thrown up into the top lane. Pat Jones, he's getting stuck. Gragas does go down for Jinx. Jinx is hyper. Not sure why we're showing top lane right now, Riot Games, but I guess Jinx does not get another kill here. She does take Leona down below half health. Dragon has spawned. Top inhib, or bot lane inhib, did not fall. So that's a plus. Zesty Queso down for 10 more seconds. Sad STSD should go for this dragon. They should probably get it without any hiccups as well. Yorick is in this bush. As long as Fusro can smite, they have a shot at this. Smolder is calling in his mommy. It looks like we are going to fight instead of finish off the dragon. Down goes Reese by the hands of Shyvana. Shyvana is massive this game. Another shutdown double kill coming in for Fusro. Zach's doing well. Bonegrude is able to get scoops in this fight though. Crimson Chin is on a rampage on this Yorick. He and the Maiden are doing things. Fusro does have to heal up before this dragon fight. Looking to share the blue, hopefully with Hui. Hui's just trying to keep people off. Pat Jones being smart by hugging that wall, making sure he doesn't accidentally take that dragon. Both junglers do have smite. It's not looking like Zesty's going to want to give this one up. Or he's not going to want to fight for it, but TP is coming in from Smolder and from Yorick in the mid lane. Shyvana does not have anything get out of there. Ched's TPing into the minion wave instead of the ward and Tribush. This is going to be a smite fight, and it all comes down to Fusro claiming that he will go down. 500 gold over to Smolder. Reese getting the kill there, picked up, taken down the Ched. Down goes Slamurai to Amen movement. And this could be a Baron potentially for the side of Flex. They've got 2 ADCs. I don't see why they can't make it happen, especially with a fed Yorick as well. And no smite on the side of STSD. 190 stacks for Bonegrude on the Smolder. Not too far behind where he needs to be. Unfortunately, I don't think there's too much. There is an ult that Malachi can throw. But I'm not sure if they're going to be able to steal this or not. TP coming in from Hui. It's not enough. Malachi does go in, but he does get taken out just as fast as he went in. Jinx goes down to the ghouls. Oh no. Unstoppable Malachi. TP coming, or all coming out from the Shyvana, just eliminating Bonegrude, not even letting him play the game. Yorick is going to be taken down as well. You can't get this blue buff. But you know what? Fusro can get that gold. Alrighty. About 20, almost 22 minutes in. About a 5,000 gold gap between these two teams. 10 kill difference. Flex is going for a kill every minute so far. Not a bad plan. They've got Almost 3,000 gold lead. Just about 3,000 gold lead in the top lane. Jungle down by 3k. Mid lane up by 1. ADC. I have to check my math because it's been a while. About 2.5k gold difference between the two ADCs. And that's where you'd like to see it. Top mid ADC, those are going to be your damage dealer. Pat Jones 1 unfortunately gets caught out again, trying to get vision down for his team. And it looks like Flex is just going to be going to push mid. Ched jumps in, forces out the Smolder out, which is amazing because his mom is actually not available for a few more moments. But Ched is going to go down in passive form. Slammer Jack's just going to go down. Jinx, unfortunately, her ult just misses as Shyvana picks up a kill on a med movement. Ched's going to look to dive in. Not sure if it's going to be enough as Shyvana forces the Zai ult. Gragas dashes away. We can't get anyone. Jinx uses the ghost to get rolling. She gets 1 kill, make that 2. Ched with a nice kill onto the Xayah as well. Jinx looking to find that Yorick, but she is down by 3 levels. And it looks like Maiden has no interest in Raptors. Dragon is coming up in minute 20. TP is up for both Crimson Chin and Bone Brood. Flash is only up on, looks like Jinx. It will be the Yorick and STK, so everyone else is going to be sitting ducks. And then this is Soul Point for the side of STSD, but there's really nothing much else on the other side of the map to capture. They don't have the waves in the right spot to push top lane for an inhib turret. Fusro, you know, making sure that he gets that top Scuttle Crab. Both teams are going to look to push mid before this dragon. Crimson Chin's just going to push top lane. He believes in his team. They do have enough, I believe, peel and poke to make life very difficult on the side of STSD, and someone's going to have to match him, or else this is just going to be 2 turrets down. Leona all follow up by the Gragas and the... and... why did I forget his name? And by Smolder. And I thought this was going to the side of Flex, but it looks like Jinx is getting rolling. Fusro's getting rolling with a double kill. Yorick's forced the ult in. Yorick's dealing damage. Smolder on the backside, dragon on dragon combat. Zax's unable to get anybody down. Executes coming in from Smolder and Yorick. Double kill going down. Yorick's going to push for some turrets. Should be able to get at least one, although Slamurai is up in 9 seconds. Great team fight by both teams. But I think just having that gold difference is really what did them in. This game, 3 items on Smolder already. Hui did TP in. Not sure if he's going to be able to steal Dragon. Looks like he won't be able to. Yorick is able to get an inhibitor mid. Turret also fell down top side. 1 minute until Baron. Red team doesn't have any exterior turrets up. 2 inhibs are open. Should just be taken in the night. Alright, we've got looking like some poke coming in from the side of Flex. Pat Jones 1, he just wants to walk through mid. Show off his nice skin. Ched's on the backside. Might get caught out by Zesty, but he saw the sweep. He said adios. And just like last objective fight, Crimson Chin is going to be bot lane. He doesn't have the TP this time, which could make things a little bit more interesting in this fight, but having the maiden just go off on her own in the bot lane, he's going to be looking to join them as well. We will have a 5v5. Ched might be in quite a predicament, especially if he does go for this play since there is no follow-up. Shyvana jumps in after the Smolder ult. Zesty case goes down. There's no dragon on the side of Flex. Leona doesn't fall. She survives. Ched should be falling, but he's able to dash out with his goo. Xayah just took so much damage. It looks like Flex is going to do something, but they're going to have to recall. Looks like the Crimson Chin's going to try and just, you know, play a little annoying champion. Hui's going to be poking down that Smolder, but there are some low health bars for Smolder to get his execute down. Smite, perfect by Fusro. Baron going down to the side of STSD. That's going to be huge and help them keep these super minions out of the mid lane. Hopefully get other lanes pushed before the next dragon objective. Both teams pinging out. You know, Dragon's coming up soon. It's a nice time for ADCs to farm, for Hui's to farm. Smolder's sticking at a nice, oh, how many stacks? 272. What's he executing people at? At 6.5% max health. That's pretty nice. If I read that correctly, I might not have. There's a good chance I didn't. Below 8%. He's going to be dealing a whole bunch of damage with his AP route, as well as Spear Sojin, just stacking up damage, and eventually it's going to be too much to deal with. Fusro might be getting caught out. He still does have his ult if needed. Leona's going to look to ult here. And, I mean, forcing out that Shyvana ult before Dragon in 1 minute is pretty massive. Hui was able to push top lane, but it looks like Crimson Chin's just going to be able to respond to that as well. Not too much. All summoners are available for this next dragon fight outside of Leona Ultimate. But I mean, STSD does still have Baron buff. They have Shyvana who just left her ultimate form. She's going to have to go and find some camps or something to get rolling, get that form up and going. They do have pretty good vision. Smolder is on his lonesome. Ched's not going to try and fight him. It looks like Flex is going to push mid a bit. At least just to say, hey, STSD, you guys can't forget about our minions. And it looks like, unfortunately, Scoob's going to be the one that's clearing that out. And he might be in a difficult spot to get into the river to fight this. Shyvana did get her dragon form up and available. They also do have vision on this, so Shyvana can possibly get a smite steal, but it is going to go down way too soon. Smolder's mom is called in. Hui's cracking from the backline. Jinx has to run, as does Hui. Zesty Queso pops over, I believe, into the backline. Never mind, that's Yorick. Dragon goes down to the side of Flex. That's an ace. This is game. I mean, this is League of Legends at its finest. I think both teams played pretty darn well. But just late game, I think teams, STSD not really being able to just 1v1 the Yorick, not being able to have someone on the backside, made it a little bit difficult to play with. Alright, so now I'm just going to see what we can do with the stream, what we can do with the client. Looks like people are still in games, so that's a good sign. Game 1, very good game. I think the side of STSD, I mean, they had early objective control, even late game. But I think just their tanks weren't as tanky as the side of Flex, and their crowd control just wasn't as reliable. So it did make it really difficult. In that last dragon fight, especially just with the AoE ults that Flex does have. And with all of the gold being on Reese and Bone Grood and also on the Crimson Chin. So I mean, sometimes you win some, sometimes you just don't. And that's how the game goes. That's how the cookie crumbles. So we'll take a mini break. We'll be right back. Hopefully game 2 ends soon, but I mean, even if it doesn't, that means that we have a nice little banger. As this game, I believe, is already going longer than the previous one. Alright, let me just swap up some names really quickly. As we do have game 2 ready to go, at least the draft anyway. And that's something that I do not mind working with. So hopefully Zesty can get this up and going with the replay, and then we can go from there. And it looks like Boozle is out. I guess I can change his name. That's not how you spell. That's how you spell Crimson Chin. Potentially. It's a long name. Let me just check my replay files really quickly. Alright, we do have game 2 up and ready, so I'm just going to download it. And let's get into the draft right away. STSD banning out the Gragas. It's annoying. I don't blame them for that ban. Yone coming out as well as both Bone Grood and Zesty play that. And Akshan getting banned out in the top lane because they think Zesty might be returning home into the top lane. Amumu, Kled, Smolder banned out. I guess Slammer Jack has been playing a little bit of Smolder. Scoobs probably has played it as well. I didn't really get too much research into this game. Udyr being the first pick of this game, that's definitely going to Fusro's hand. He's a big Udyr enjoyer. Can't blame him. For the side of Flex, we have Varus and Leona coming in. A nice, very solid duo that we've grown to love. as their ultimate CC change is stupid ridiculous and it's wonderful. We have Kale coming in, most likely going to be in the top lane, and then Nyla as well to round it out. Varus big on auto attacks. Nyla's big on saying, I don't want you to auto me, so how about no? Nocturne coming in as the jungler for flex. I'm not sure if it's going to be Reese, if it's going to be Zesty, or if it's going to be the Crimson Chin. Then we see a Hui ban. I mean, I think Slammer Jack did a great job on it last game. He was able to make Bone Brood CS a little bit slower, stack up a little bit slower. So I like that as a ban. Shen coming in on red side. And then for the side of STSD, we finished off with Braum support, most likely Rise mid lane for Ched. I know that's been one of his champions that he's really enjoyed this season. And then in the mid lane for Bone Group, we got a nice little Syndra, nice control mage action. So 2 control mages, 1 nice scaly champion in the top lane for Slamurai Jack, a nice tank squad on the side of Flex. So we'll see how this goes. And I believe I downloaded that replay file, otherwise I'm going to be a little bit disappointed in myself, but I wouldn't be surprised. I did not download that, are you kidding me? Oh, I did, okay. There we go. Let me just do this. Let's get rolling with game 2. And I want to say thank you to both teams for lining up in the LCS orders. Makes my job a lot easier. It looks like we might be getting an invade from the side of STSD. They may not know that going from here to there might be a little bit slower. I'm not exactly sure if they respotted out. They did not ping that ward, so I mean they definitely are a little bit slower. It looks like Flex is going to get some vision down onto that wolf camp. Or at least just hang out there. I really like a ward being placed right where my mouse is. Just in case for some reason they would skip that camp right there. Looks like, oh wait, I take back what I said. This team not start in LCS order. Reese is going to be on ADC again on the Varus. AMM movement on Leona duty again. Bone Brood on the Syndra. Zesty Queso still in the jungle playing. Nocturne looking to turn off the lights this game. Crimson Chin, he's going to be supporting from the top lane this game as he is playing Shen. On the side of STSD, we've got Slamurai Jack on Kale. He's going to scale. Got Fusro in the jungle. On the Udyr. He's got Ghost again, 2 games in a row. Ched in the mid lane, as you can see right there with the Rise. Scoobs on Neela, Nyla, however you want to pronounce it. I don't care. That champ is just annoying. Pat Jones won. Playing Braum, keeping Neela, Nyla, whatever, safe and sound with his door. Looks like Varus is going to be pressing the issue early, get some grievous wounds down as well. He's most likely not going to be going the AP route. With the lethal tempo, but you never know. He's already built up a nice sizable lead, especially that wave in the bot lane, although there's plenty for Scoobs to pick up. Patience is a virtue. Junglers are about at the same spot on their camps. Ched is definitely going to get zoned out in this matchup, though. Like, Syndra just has so much more room, so much more zoning than Ryze does. But I mean, as long as he can get that Phase Rush procced, he can dodge a few QEs coming in from Syndra. But just like we see right there, just outranged, and it's not very fun. Both junglers going to their crabs, not looking to gank just yet. With the big wave coming in from bot side, I think STSD should be pretty gankable. Shed is getting some CC down, but it's not enough. Fusro is going to be looking to go mid there. I know there's a fight top, but this is not going to result in a kill, just in some damage going down. Mana being traded for energy. And no kills going down on the map just yet. Shed is staying, and it looks like Fusro is just trying to find this Nocturne who's already based and has 2 items on him. Reese with the early back did get the call. So he knows that he's going to hit at least 100 CS most games, especially this game. And I mean, not a bad investment to get just some bonus gold for funsies. Good job by Scoobs getting that cannon minion. I knew he could do it. Massive wave flash taunt coming in from the side of Crimson Chin. Kayle gets away somehow without using flash, but I think she should just be dead here. Trying to soak up as much XP as possible. And first blood going down with Crimson Chin. He should make it out. Not even close. Calculated. Good job there. TP just coming in from Slammer Jack. There's 2 waves coming in. He's only down by 2 CS, so I mean this is really going to help him out to just extend that CS lead and advantage as long as he can pick them up. Ryze getting some decent damage down onto the Syndra. Hopefully he doesn't take an unnecessary turret shot. Looks like the side of STSD knows that Nocturne's going to be looking for that dragon, so they're just going to grub game instead. I don't believe Zestiqueso is... Yeah, he's not close to 6 just yet. So there will be no ults after this dragon. Slammer Jack helping out Fusro on the grub gamers. Shed does get stunned up, but he's not going to fall here. Looks like Zesty might try nothing at all. I'd take that all back. I'd like to see Flex try and hold this bot wave outside. Maybe get a freeze. Nope, just going to go into the tower. Let's look at top lane a little bit. I'd like to see Fusro try and gank something, but it's going to have to be after Crimson Shrimp pushes up on the Shattered. Instead, Fusro's just running circles around that red buff, trying to make a play on this Syndra, who doesn't have flash. Shed does get the stun off. Shen ult coming in. No summoner is wasted on the side of STSD. Leona's looking for something, but she knows that if she goes too deep, she is going to be in trouble. Pat Jones being very patient here. And down goes Syndra, 1 stun. Great ult coming in. Flash coming out from Leona. It won't be enough. Barn door getting slammed down by Pat Jones 1. He somehow gets the kill, I'm assuming with Ignite. He knows he didn't want to do that, but sometimes as a support, you know, you have to carry from behind your ADC. This game is dead even at 7 minutes. No turret plates have fallen yet. 1 dragon, 3 grubs. 1 kill, 1 kill. I mean, Shed is down 10 CS, about 200 gold, but I think some of that is also due to first strike. He is going to be sticking around. Rise does have pretty good wave clear, so it's not the worst idea as long as you can just avoid the Syndra abilities and not get ulted as soon as first strike pops up on her. He won't have TP. Zesty Queso is level 6 and he's definitely trying to look down bot for something. He is going to wait for Reese to come in. He's going to hope that Leona hits 6, which she does. Get ready for the Leona ult. Powered up with the 2 other from Varus and from Nocturne coming in. Nyla is going to try and flash away. It's not in time as Leona does get the kill. Ghost comes in from Udyr. Braum flashes away, but it's not going to be enough. 1 kill over to Reese. Make that 2. And that was just really good timing on the side of Flex. And that's, you know, that's the kind of alt layering, CC layering that we want to see from this beer league. You know, we have some of the top players in the game today. Chedge is getting ulted right away. He still didn't take that much damage from the Syndra. Unfortunately, these minions are going to block his Q. And that's a feels bad moment. I don't think he was going to kill the Syndra, but he could have at least gotten her low enough to question staying in lane. And Shed is going low, so now he has to question himself whether he wants to stay or not. Zesty Queso is looking mid. But I think the problem with Bone Groot on the Syndra is that he just clears that wave really quickly. So, I mean, Shed can back up and farm safely. It does look like Zesty's going to be looking bot lane, especially since the Scryer's Bloom was blown topside. He should know that this bot is all by himself. Very pushed up. STSD should know that their jungler's on the top half of the map, and we haven't seen the Nocturne in a while. Grubhub Gaming going the side of STSD one more time. Zesty Queso ult is going to be up and available along with the Shen ult, which is pretty spicy. Patron's one. He has the support item completed. Did not switch over to the sweeper lens just yet. But that's okay. He's still number 2 support in Beer League. Alt going down. Bye-bye, Ched. Syndra is a fun champion to play against. Unfortunately, that control ward was there just for some show. Didn't really do anything. Kale's looking to get a turret plate here, and she does. Doesn't get taunted up underneath the turret. I hope Fusro gives this dragon, but I've heard sometimes he gets bloodthirsty and likes to run it. Luckily, he just ran it towards these wards and got them killed. Fusro's also going the AP route. I do not play much Udyr. I think I maybe have 3 games on it in my 11-year career of League of Legends, so couldn't tell you what's best practice. Ched is getting rooting up the Syndra, that is. Good trades coming in, but he has to be careful that once Zesty finishes these wolves that he doesn't just ult in. See Zesty hanging around mid lane. Bone Groot putting that control board down. Zesty is waiting for a mid lane fight to happen, but he's like, you know what? I have camps to cycle. Leave those for another day. Bot lane. Reese is down in CS, but he's up in gold. Or up in kills and gold by 300. Sports are about even. Ched is down by 1200 gold in the mid lane. Everywhere else pretty even. 30 CS advantage over to Bongarud. And he's been known as a CS enjoyer, CS player. Ched is able to get the root onto Syndra. Not sure if Tom's going to be able to knock anyone away, but Fusro's able to take down the Bongarud. Take down the CS god. Nocturne ult coming in. Don't know if Shen's going to try and ult the follow-up. He's not. Flash coming out from Slamurai. I think that's worth first turret down on the side of STSD. Even though they were looking a little bleak earlier. Gold is pretty much even. 6 scrubs to the side of STSD. Ched's going to get spotted out here. I think he's just moving from the lane. But it looks like Nyla's going to Ghost to try to get the Varus. He's going to peel himself away. Shen ult coming in. Brahm's going to be a little afraid. But I think he may have just killed this. Ched might have killed himself, especially since he stayed in there. Oh no. Double kill going over to Reese, sitting at 4-0-2. And we see Cal in the top lane. Farming away. Getting her turret. And that's 2 turrets falling. Reese was down just a little bit of gold right before that team fight. Now he's up by 1100. Feels bad, man. Alright, now we've got some nice little lane swaps. Ched said he'll take the further lane, the longer lane. Pat Jones won. He wants to join him. Some camaraderie from the old 2 turrets days. Ched's still getting hit by everything. Brahm's able to land a Q onto the Syndra. Is able to stun her up. Get rooted down. Should go to Syndra. Pat Jones donates it over to Ched as well. That's why we all love supports. Never stolen a kill before. Ult coming in from Zesty onto the Neela. Good auto attack spell shield, but it's not going to do enough as Zesty takes the kill. But it looks like the side of STSD is going to try and trade that kill for a Rift Herald. Get some extra push and pressure. Dragon is spawning in 35, but I think that should be 3rd drag to the side of Flex. They do have the vision, but Kale is looking a little strong. I don't think that should scare off Flex enough from this dragon. Shen ult is up in 15 seconds, but it looks like Udyr has some other ideas. He's going in deep now. Leona might be getting stunned up, and she might fall, but she's going to get away. Udyr ult going down on the Nocturne. Leona's going back in. Braum does fall to Bongarud. Ched is able to pick up the Leona. Unfortunately, Crimson Chin is forced to use TP instead of his ult to get into this bot lane matchup. Kale and Rise both flashing in. There goes the Shen out. That's why he saved it. Neela's trying to go in deep. Takes down the Vars potentially. Big shutdown. 700 gold. Shen goes down as well. Whole lot of gold just going in the pockets on the side of STSD. And this is how you team fight. It looks like Bongarud's going to try and steal this with the QE, but it's not enough. Susura has never missed a flash on that dragon. Alright, Reese was up by 1100 gold right before that dragon fight, and just like that, down to a 200 gold difference. Ched's down by 1,500. Slamurai Jack, though, also up by 2,500. So, I mean, this game is pretty darn even gold-wise. The CC for Flex is just really good. So late game team fights, As long as they can layer properly and just land Leona ult, that target should die. But right now I think we're just gonna chill and farm up until Baron spawns and have some fun. We do have Ched in the top lane. Syndra and Kayle both in the bot lane. And we've just got some nice farming mid. There's really not too much going on in the game at this point. I feel like this was similar game state, although last game Flex did have a lot more gold on them. Flash coming in from Pat Jones. Unfortunately, his ult doesn't hit, but he does get the slow down. Varus does use the ult, does tag up 3. Ched's coming in with his ultimate. The second that Nocturne shows up and Nocturne gets the Shen out on top of him, Kayle comes in and takes down Reese in a moment. Bone coming in late, gets the Slammerai Jack, gets Ched to fall down as well. Oh no. Oh no, I think STSD has got to go back to their base. I mean, that's kind of the gameplay that I was just talking about. You know, as long as they can just layer CC, they can get 2 champions to come from halfway across the world to join them. Fusro cannot be stopped. He's kind of like Gwen, but in this case he cannot die until he runs into Leona. Miss that. Neela can keep him alive with her W. She should be able to pick up the kill here unless Fusro wants it. And Scoops has slain that. Support. Turret going down. Let's see if Fusro can drive. Took this Herald the right direction. They do have grubs popping out from here as well, so they might be able to take this dragon. Nocturne just jumping in with that blast cone. Mid turret falling down. STSD is doing well. I mean, these fights are all just back and forth. Looks like Flex wins one, then STSD wins the other, as Flex might overstay a wee little bit. Kayle's at level 13. A few more levels to go. Almost at 14. Alright, we have Baron alive. Blue team has great vision on the top half of the map. So I don't know if they're really going to care about this dragon or not. But I mean, Crimson Chin is walking down. He should be able to clear out this ward right here. As well as this other ward. So I mean, that's 2 wards down. Lots of vision going away. Flex has great vision in the bot half of their jungle. Bot half of the map, really. Watching great entrance points. So I'm not really sure if STSD can do much here. Their saving grace is they do have bot lane turret still. Crimson Shin on the Shen has teleport. Does have his ult as well. So we'll see which way he's going to do. Syndra, unfortunately, is on vision. Udyr pops his ability to make him unstoppable. His SDK, so ult's in. Unfortunately, it's a bit late. Shen with the TP, he might be getting stuck here, especially with the Kayle just tagging him. He is able to dash away. Dragon is alive. No one's going for it. I mean, when we can do this, when we can spend a Leona ult just for our top laners still die, you know? That's what we look for in Beer League. Dragon number 2 going over to STSD. Dragons are tied up. STSD has taken the gold lead. And now it's going to be the dance of the Baron. Ched's farming up in the top lane. Both solo laners on the side of STSD do not have teleport. Flash blown by Bone Groot. He is able to take down the Neela if he can land the ult. Zesti's coming in. Flash is coming out from Neela. And nothing's going down. Except for Ghost and Flash. For Neela, which is going to make the next team fight. Whether it be Baron, whether it be Dragon, whether it be something else. A little scary. Fusro going in, causing Reese to just flash. It's better to flash than to die. Reese does not have ult either, but this is a nice little choke point for Syndra to do her damage. Fortunately, Kale has scaled a wee a little bit and is able to just auto away. Good ult from Pat Jones, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Kale ult coming through, and so is a flash from Kale and Leona. This could be Baron. Ryze, Neela, Kale, all of the damage. Ryze is going to look to poke on the outside. There is a control ward in the pit. Good job by Pat Jones to clear that out. Shen is almost about to drop. But Ched is able to keep him at bay, keep him away, and Baron down to STSD. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 25 minutes into the game. 13-13 in kills. Much different game than the last game. 3k gold lead for STSD. Where's all that gold sitting? 1100 in bot lane. 2000 in top. About 1000 mid lane, so. Or 1000 in the jungle, my bad. Fusro. Ched is behind a bit in CS. But I mean, luckily he's got a team around him. So as long as he can clear waves on the outer lanes, not die, I think that should be able to help out a lot. Dragon coming up in 2 minutes. Hopefully STSD can push some waves. Kale is looking to scale. How close is she to 16? Maybe after these wolves, or maybe a few more minions after that. She can be a full champion, fully ascended. Looks like Nala might want to take a fight with SDK, so he's going to use the flash. I'm going to see if he's going to say thank you for leash or not. He does have the Farsight altercation on Nocturne, which I am a fan of, but I'd like to see another champion possibly running the sweeper lens. Leona all coming through. Down goes Fusro. And with that all being committed, it looks like STSD is going to try and push mid. But Zesty Queso coming in. Reese still has his ult. He does use it. Unfortunately, Nyla is going to go down. Shen ult coming through. Nyla saved by the Kale ult. Good lord, what a great play. Jed's going to continue pushing bot lane. Syndra does get the root and the stun. Leona goes in. Unfortunately, Pat Jones, he can get out. He's forced to flash. Ched coming in from the backside. And zoom out just a wee little bit. Unfortunately, he does get stuck there. A lot of crowd control coming through. Nyla's unstoppable 5, 3, and 6 double kill coming through. Ched's a little bit afraid. He's teetering. They should be able to get mid lane, mid turret, mid inhib. Dragon spawning in 30 seconds. There is a bot lane, but Ched's gonna have to kill those minions, sneak through there. This turret and inhib just fell down like it was nothing. I'm afraid of this Kale. I'm afraid of this Neela. And this is 3 Infernal Drakes to the side of STSD. Kale has hit 16. Neela's hit 16. Oh, ult coming in from Zesty Queso. Nice attempt on the steal. Not sure if it is worth it, but you know, in this point of the game, you are losing a lot of the map. Might as well make an effort. STSD should probably be able to push his top side for free, especially with supers moving in the other 2 lanes. Not sure why Neela hasn't based with 3,000 gold in her pocket. Kale has 2,400. But, you know, sometimes money makes you do stupid things. And Zesty's just getting denied resources. All of his camps are going away. His ult is up and available. So now might be a good time to make a pick since Nyla is not on the map. Kale has hit level 17. She can auto from miles away. There is no Shen in this fight, but you do have to remember Shen's ult can bring him there in just a second or two. And we're going to get one more reset on the side of STSD just before Baron spawns in a minute 15. I should probably zoom back in a little bit. Alright. Kale said Baron's up in a minute. Kale's going to stand over there. Chad should be pushing bot side, especially with his TP. But I mean, this could also be a good time for Flex to get a pick. Because you know that someone's going to be pushing bot lane. Just because that's how science works. If there's an objective top side, you want someone pushing bot side. And I mean, Ryze has pretty good split push. Especially with supers. And I mean, as long as STSD just stands mid, even if they don't try to bait out Baron, like that's going to be really difficult on the side of Flex to join in on this fight. All coming down by ZestDK, so it's not really going to go anywhere, but Slamride Jack is going to be forced to use his ults. Reese is able to take down the KO, but it did cost him his life. Double kill going on to the Neela. Ched's just pushing in the base in the bot lane. Leona is going to fall to the Neela as well. ZestDK so lives, and then he dies. GG's to STSD. Great series by both teams. I think game 1, it was a great game by both teams. Fusro doesn't add a death to his KDA. Great series by both teams. Thanks for those that have watched. Thanks SDK so for uploading these files. So we could have a nice little watch party. And have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining. And enjoy your Sunday tomorrow. Hopefully Spectator will be up for 1 against GGM. But if not, maybe we could have a watch party. Have